Why mixed signals feel so addictive. Have you ever met someone who made you feel absolutely amazing one day and completely confused the next? One day they're texting you constantly, the next day they're distant. One day they're making plans, the next day they disappear. And somehow, instead of losing interest, you become even more attached. Why? Because mixed signals are addictive. And no, that doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean you're desperate. And it definitely doesn't mean you're crazy. It means your brain is responding exactly the way it was designed to. Let's talk about why. Most people assume they become attached because someone is special, but often that's not the real reason. The real reason is uncertainty. The human brain hates uncertainty. It wants answers. It wants predictability. It wants to know what's going to happen next. When someone is consistent, your brain feels safe. You know where you stand. You know what to expect. But when someone sends mixed signals, everything changes. Now your brain has a problem to solve. Do they like me? Are they losing interest? Are they busy? Did I do something wrong? And suddenly your mind becomes obsessed with finding answers. This is why people start overthinking. They replay conversations. They analyze messages. They check social media. They look at story views. They stalk followers. They search for clues everywhere, not because they're irrational, because their brain wants certainty. But here's where it gets interesting. Psychologists have studied something called intermittent reinforcement, and it's one of the most powerful forms of conditioning that exists. Imagine a slot machine. If it paid out every single time, it wouldn't be exciting. If it never paid out, people would stop playing. But when it pays out occasionally, people become obsessed because they never know when the next reward is coming. Dating can work exactly the same way. One day they give you attention, the next day they disappear. One day they make you feel important, the next day they act distant. And because the reward is unpredictable, you become more emotionally invested, not less. That's why mixed signals can feel more intense than healthy relationships. Healthy relationships create peace. Mixed signals create obsession. And many people mistake obsession for love. But they're not the same thing. Love feels secure. Obsession feels anxious. Love feels calm. Obsession feels urgent. Love allows you to relax. Obsession makes you check your phone every 10 minutes. Another mistake people make is confusing attention with intention. Someone can give you attention without wanting a relationship. Someone can text you every day and still not be serious. Someone can watch every story and still not see a future with you. Attention feels good, but intention is what matters. Intention shows up through actions, consistency, effort, communication, clarity. Unfortunately, many situationships survive because they provide enough attention to create hope, but not enough intention to create security. That's why so many people stay stuck. They're waiting for clarity, waiting for consistency, waiting for the relationship they hope will happen. And sometimes it never does. One of the hardest truths about dating is this: potential is not reality. Who someone could become is not who they are today. Who you hope they become is not who they are today. Reality is what matters. Reality is how they treat you now. Reality is how much effort they make now. Reality is how consistent they are now. The more time you spend focusing on potential, the longer you stay trapped in uncertainty. So how do you break free? Start paying attention to actions instead of possibilities. Stop asking, what if? Start asking, what is actually happening? Stop focusing on promises. Focus on patterns. Patterns reveal the truth. If someone consistently shows up, that's information. If someone consistently disappears, that's information too. The healthiest relationships are rarely the most confusing. They're often the most clear. You know where you stand. You know what the other person wants. You don't have to spend every day looking for clues. And that's what many people don't realize. Peace is attractive too. Security is attractive too. Consistency is attractive too. The next time you find yourself obsessing over someone's mixed signals, ask yourself one simple question. Am I attached to who this person is, or am I attached to the hope of who they might become? Because that answer can change everything. Never confuse confusion with chemistry.